So when you're finished chewing there, oh, where'd the kitty cat go? I wanted to have you talk about going to school at Monticello.
Okay.
So, when did you go and why did you go? Why did you go to Monticello?
Have you got...
It's going. It's going.
Oh.
Yeah.
I went to Monticello because some really rich kids, rich people in Waterloo, the ones that owned the seed companies,
yeah,
sent their daughter to Monticello, so my father had to send me to Monticello.
Keeping up with the Joneses.
Right.
Yes.
And it was an exclusive girls' school.
All girls?
All girls. We never saw a boy or a man. They didn't let men come and
even
bring products in.
Yeah.
And I was there for 2 years. Came home for vacation, of course. And I loved it. What happened was we all got made friends with everybody else, and we had friends when we went home to Waterloo. I knew people all over the United States.
It's a wonderful experience. Patricia went through that going to England, yeah.
Yes, and
how many?
They were all female, of course.
Yeah. And how old were you at the time?
18.
18. So everybody was, right? I mean,
everybody was
18.
Well, no, the school covered lower grades. I went into the 9th grade.
Mm-hmm.
Is that right?
No, well, whatever.
No.
Yeah. It would have been like 13th or something. Yeah.
I was in college there.
Yeah. And you studied the piano.
And I got piano lessons, yes.
The classic education, the piano and French.
Right. And but it wasn't at all like regular college, you know. Everything kept the men out and the boys out, and we didn't do anything to peek at the boy or on the street, you know.
Yeah, you wore a uniform there, right?
And we had uniforms, blue skirts and white blouses, and a blue sweater. And that's what you wore all the time, day and night.
So if you went into town, what was the closest town?
This was in Illinois, and it was within an hour's bus ride of one of the cities.
St. Louis?
It probably was.
Yeah, okay.
And I can't remember. And about twice while I was there, I was allowed to go in to St. Louis, if that's what it was. And of course, you were constantly accompanied by a chaperone. And like eight other giggly girls.
Yeah.
Nobody wanted to get near us. And but it was thrilling. That was the biggest. Well, no, that isn't true. I was very knowledgeable about Omaha, and Omaha was bigger than this town.
Yes.
I went all over Omaha by myself because I went to take music lessons. I had to take a bus into Omaha and then go to various places for my music lessons. I was taking violin, piano, and I guess that's it. So anyway,
so you never did find boys? I mean, what about dances and parties?
They had one dance at the end of the school, end of the period, before we all went home, and this was the final dance, and we were allowed to invite a boy. And of course, none of us, we came from wherever.
Out of state.
Out of state. Everybody came from out of state. And
so nobody knew any boys.
No. I can't remember what happened, but it wasn't anything exciting.
There wasn't a boys' academy down the road that exchanged.
No,
Yeah.
not that I remember.
That's in movies. They always do that kind of
Yes.
stuff. Did you eat there? You ate it. They have like
3 meals a day, and went to bed when they told me at 8 o'clock.
8 o'clock.
Right.
At 18 years of age, yes.
Right.
Okay, well, that's good.
Well, if you stayed up later, of course, we didn't go to sleep.
Right.
We
You just had to go to your rooms. Yeah.
we went around in the dark and to different people's rooms, and everybody had a favorite girl that he wanted to
go with.
exchange stories with and all that stuff. And and we'd be up half the night.
So who was your roommate there?
Well,
The dorm, like?
I have no idea. I can't remember, but I had more than one. I would have had a different one each.
Ariel, Corrine, Marie, Sally?
No, I really wouldn't.
You really don't recall?
I don't remember. I would have gotten a mental picture of, but I don't remember. I know my best friend was named Kitty Laraway, and she was a year younger than I was. She was not. I was in the top of the classes. She was just starting, and she was from some east coastal town. I forget what it was. I went out there and visited her.
Mm-hmm.
But I forget where it was.
And you used to tell stories about the Hershey girl, the heiress to Hershey candy bars.
Yes. She was one of our
one of the group
buddies, yeah.
Yeah. And all these girls were doing like you, learning the piano and French and music, and it was a music academy, really.
No, it wasn't. No, I was the only one that took music lessons.
Was it like a finishing school for girls, or?
No, they didn't call it that. It was just a first 2-year college for girls.
Okay.
And that the people that didn't want their girls at 18, fresh out of high school, to go into a regular big college.
Yeah, like
wanted to branch it slowly.
Right. Well, okay, it's understandable. Yeah, you wouldn't send them to Ohio State, where there's.
Well, lots of people did. That was the norm. That's what they do now.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with it, except that the parents got a little jittery. See?
Yes.
And this other thing was available, so they took it.
And you had an annual boat trip, I think.
Yes, well, it was we called it the boat trip, but it wasn't very exciting. We got on the boat in what would that city have been?
St. Louis?
St. Louis, maybe, and went down the river.
Mississippi.
The Mississippi River, and I don't think we got to New Orleans. We didn't go that far.
Oh no! I mean,
well, we could have. But I don't think we did. But it was probably a day or a day and a half, and then a day and a half coming back. It's a day there and a day back.
Yeah.
Probably on a boat, which is like a bunch of girls. It didn't amount to much, but that was exciting for us.
Yeah.
Something different, because I had never been on a big river, but the Mississippi River.
So after Monticello, you went to Oberlin.
Right.
Okay. Well, I'm going to get into Oberlin on another session.